Palestinian officials say Israeli strikes in the Gaza Strip have killed at least 76 people and wounded 158 others in just the past 24 hours. They say among the dead are 2 children, aged 7 and 9, along with their parents. They say they were in a tent where displaced people were being sheltered in the southern city of Khan Yunis. Today, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees held a news conference to raise concerns over the amount of aid getting into Gaza and the treatment of their staff members by Israeli forces. CBC senior correspondent Sasha Petrusik is in Jerusalem with more.
We're being told that in the last 24 hours, 76 Palestinians have died because of Israeli military airstrikes. They've happened in the north, refugee camps there, Gaza City in the middle, and also tent cities along the Mediterranean coast, which were supposed to be humanitarian zones, meaning that they would not be targeted by these sorts of airstrikes. In fact, they were. Even the people who have survived have been running into increasing problems. There's been a huge problem of malnutrition. People have had to line up for flour, for bread, and other types of food if it is available. Some of the main agencies that have been looking at this are saying that only about 10 to 20% of what is considered a minimum amount of aid is making its way into Gaza. Israel says there is not a problem here, but even its biggest ally, the United States, has said that there is a severe shortage of aid that's making its way through, that's being let in at the borders by Israeli forces. UNRWA, the main Palestinian refugee agency run by the UN, has been targeted in particular. A few weeks ago, Israel made the organization illegal here, meaning that it will have to shut down within the next 60 to 90 days unless something changes in those regulations. In the meantime, UNRWA says its staff is being targeted.
Our staff in the region is deeply concerned, anxious, worried about what might happen, and rightly so. We had already last week an incident where a female staff member was searched at her home by IDF soldier, and when they realized that she's working for UNRWA, basically they told her, how come you work for a terrorist organization? They asked for access to all the data in the computer in total violation of our immunity and privileges.
Now, it's not just the staff. UNRWA says that its convoys delivering food aid have also been targeted. In this case, in one particular case from Saturday, by gangs inside Gaza. It says a convoy of about 100 trucks was led in at the last minute by Israeli forces, forced to take an unfamiliar road, and 98 of those trucks ended up being destroyed, along with all the aid that had been provided by UNRWA and by the World Food Program. This is just one example of the difficulties they say they've been having, not only of getting the food in, but getting it distributed to over 2 million people who desperately need it. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Jerusalem.